Hello and welcome back to this video about modifying with the calculate function. And in this last video, I'd like to refer to the time intelligence because calculate is also very often used with time intelligence actually. So let me first rename this page here to, let's call this expanded table. Okay. And actually I used capital letters, so let's actually expanded table, do that here as well. Okay, just to be consistent. And finally, I'd like to actually add a new page here, and I double click on this and name this page Time Intelligence. Time Intelligence. And here I have to say, with time intelligence functions, Microsoft has done a great job for all of us, because it has really made time intelligence quite easy using the built-in functions which are available for us. Just as an example, if I go back to my, let's say, the context transition, because I want to copy the format here, so let me actually Control-C to copy this, and go back in here and Control-V to paste it. And I will remove a few of the measures which I don't need. So this one, this one, this one, and this one, okay? This one as well. So we got here our year-month combination, and we get our total sales figures in here. And now if we would like to know, for instance, what is the total sales in the prior year, there are various options. We can use the same period last year function or the date add function. Just an example, let me use the same period last year function. You know how that works. So right click here, go to new measures, and let's say total sales last year. So call this total sales last year is equal to, and now I can use calculate. Again, we need to have a modifier expression here. We refer to the expression itself, which we want to modify, which in this case is the total sales. And then as a filter, we can use the same period last year function. And as I said, you can also use date add function if you want. But as an example here, all we need to do is we refer to same period last year and put in then our dates column and there the continuous date column, like that. We close it and close it one more time and we are good to go, right? And you see how easy it actually is to use it. But this is what I said, or what I meant when I said Microsoft has done a great job for us. Because what actually happens with the same period last year function, this is only sugarcoat. This means under the hood, this actually gets converted into what we have seen before, something like filter, and then referring to our dates table, and then a more complicated measure just to ensure that only the dates from the prior year are actually are filtered in this table and then used or applied to the total sales. So always remember the second argument here, which is the same period last year function. Let me remove this for now. This actually is returning a table. And this table is filtered based on, or the dates table is filtered based on what we have currently in the view, which in this case would be, for instance, 2019 August, and is simply reverting then 1 year back. But this happens automatically using calculate because it modifies the expression, and also that same period last year function, which under the hood gets converted into something like filter the dates table and then actually returns only the date range which is relevant, so the prior year date range. But it is returning a table again. And using same period last year function is much easier than writing this filter expression on your own, right? So all you need to do is now you press enter, and then you would actually be already done with creating the measure. Because all you need to do is go in here and then remove this filter we have here, and referring to the LY, so last year, and there it is, total sales last year. I can tick this option here and I would see the data, right? In July 2020, I exactly see the values from July 2019. And of course in 2018 I don't have any data, that's why this is empty. And maybe just to practice this, let's do one additional time intelligence function, one which is often used, which is the moving annual total, right? So sometimes you want to see like a cumulative sum, but shifting, right? It's shifting always, that's always 1 year behind, right? So this moving annual total is often called in companies. So in order to do this, let's actually move this filter for now, right click on orders table, create a new measure, and let's say we want to use here the moving annual total, so call this mat sales, moving annual total sales is equal to, let me go to a new line here, and say I want to calculate something, so calculate. And by the way, you can press the tab key if you want to just get like that, right? If you want to put like that, could also be done. So calculate, and then what I want to do is I want to refer to a measure, total sales, so measure, and then I'm referring to the dates in period function. again, a great function which is really flexible and easy to use, right? But it returns a dates table as well. And this dates table will be then, after evaluation, it will used and applied on the total sales, and then basically does its magic and returns the correct values in the specific dates period, which define here. So we can give it a dates, and we refer to the dates table, the date column, and then we need to just specify a start date, and then actually the end date. So the dates and period here for the start date here will be simply the max. We need an aggregation, so we can refer to the dates table date again, like that. And then we can give it the number of intervals, which will be -1. And then the interval itself, as you can see here, you have day, month, quarter, and year, and I'm referring to the year. Then I can close this parenthesis and also close the calculate function, and we are done. So quite easy again, because the filter context here, or the modifier itself, so writing this one here expression, is actually done from Microsoft already for us. Simply, we only need to refer to the dates and period. And then we can press enter, and can evaluate the formula, and we can now use it directly in visualization. And of course, you can use this in bar charts, any other kind of visualization as well. I always use a table here for explaining calculate because I think that's the easiest way to understand it, to see it visually. So let's go with in this case, the MET sales. There they are. If you tick this option and also display it here, you see it starts with the same value here. Then it adds up the first 2 months, the first 3 months, and so on, right? So it continues to cumulative show the total sales amount. But then here, as an example, in July 2020, it takes basically the 51 into account, but it removes then the 34,000 and so on from July 2019. So you always have a rolling 12-month period, if you want to call it this way, right? To go along here. Okay, and that's it. That's how you can use time intelligence functions in combination with calculate. And there are various more out there, but this is just an example how you can use them. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.